Headphone check. The following episode contains content that isn't suitable for little ears. Please consume with a glass of wine on adult time.
Hey everyone, we're your hosts, Chelsea
And Robin. And this is Don't Mind If We Do. Finally, a relatable podcast for women where we can talk about whatever we want.
Don't mind if we do.
I'm gonna wanna get crazy. Be anything but behave like you do. Make you. Oh, don't mind if we do.
Here we are on Don't Mind If We Do. She's Chelsea. I'm Robin. Hello. And today we're discussing overthinking things here on the podcast,
Ooh, dun, dun, dun.
which I'm already overthinking.
And overheating because it is a weird, crazy heat wave for this week. And in our little podcast studio, it is probably 90 degrees Celsius.
It's fine. You know,
Don't overthink it, though.
Don't overthink it.
Because then you'll pass out.
Today, because of this specific heat wave, I've brought here the Patio Lanterns beer.
So
The
exciting.
apricot ale from Souk Oceanside Brewery. A friend of mine, Shen Jodouin, who listens to the Robin and AJ show over at Ocean 98.5 and is also a big fan of our podcast here at Don't Mind If We
Can
Do.
you say her last name again?
Jodouin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Française, right?
Going to Paris.
So, yeah. Cheers, because Shannon brought this by and thought it would be fun for us to try because she's heard us try all kinds of different things. Oh, good one. That was a better clink.
Oh, and
This one
another
wasn't as good of a
clink.
clink. Do it again? No, it's
Another
not as
one?
good. I think it's because you got
my-
heavy glass
yeah,
and
I
I got
do.
light glass. Okay.
I gave Robin the small glass because she never drinks it. But this is smelling delicious. You usually smell yours, but I'm going to smell it today
Yeah.
because it smells like apricot.
It does sure smell like apricots.
Yummy. And these guys are local.
Yeah.
They're pretty close to my house. And I have actually never had the chance to go in there. So this is exciting because it is delicious looking.
It's also my favorite song of the summer is Patio Lanterns by Kim Mitchell, so I appreciate
sing
that
it?
they've gone with that. Our house had the biggest patio.
I knew you would.
Our house had all the summer shade. We had patio lanterns ale. Okay,
Lantern ale. Nicely done.
that's good. It's good. It's great. It's refreshing.
It could be a bit colder, but it's because it's so hot in here.
It's not our fault.
It's not our fault, and it's not SOB's fault either.
That is lighting
their
up.
shortened
That is lighting up our
name.
lives.
It is.
These patio lanterns.
This room is lit up.
Okay, well, I don't know about that, but we're here.
We're going to get lit up if we drink it. So there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm gonna have
Delicious.
more because it's so good.
You keep drinking. I'm going to let everybody know what we're doing. Today, we've asked some friends to join us here on the podcast. So we've set it up as a roundtable discussion, which we're super excited about. This is our first one, where my work husband at Ocean 98.5, Aj Cruze, is going to pose some scenarios to us that we as women might overthink. And then we, along with our friends, so Heather Backman, who hosts the morning show down the hall at Jack 103.1 in Victoria, and Trish Monkhouse, who is your makeup artist guru at Vintage Chic,
She's
right?
amazing. Yeah, makeup artistry by Trish. Yeah, she's great. She is our married friend. Heather is one of our single friends. I'm kind of in the middle. So we've got a round table of random women situations. That kind of sounds like you have your period.
This podcast is taking a turn.
Okay. It's just too hot.
You should drink more.
I am. Or less, maybe. Yeah, so we're all in different situations in life, and AJ's going to say certain lines, and we're all going to say what we think. And I guarantee I'm going to be the biggest overthinker because that's what I do, and that's what I'm good at. So.
Get added to your business card. Put it on your website.
Oh, I might.
Right?
Yeah, overthinker.
Chelsea Smith, vintage chic photographer extraordinaire / overthinker.
You know what? It just means that you care a lot.
That's right.
Yeah. There is actually this meme that I just sent to someone, and it says, if an overthinker tells you they love you, you know that they love you because they've thought of all the ways of why they shouldn't love you. So it doesn't, it's fine to be with an overthinker. You just have to have a little
I don't know.
patience.
I'm going to ask your boyfriend if it's fine.
You just have to have a little extra patience, or be careful of making rude comments. You should just not do that. I'm just going to drink more.
Okay.
It's too hot.
Let's welcome our guests. Please welcome to Don't Mind If We Do, Aj Cruze, my partner in crime from Ocean 98.5, Heather Backman
Hello.
from Mornings at Jack 103.1, and Trish Monkhouse
Hi.
from Makeup Artistry by Trish. Thanks everybody for being here.
Hello.
Thank you. AJ, why don't you start with this? Because you gave us these situations where you might say something to a woman and maybe she would overthink it, and we've all prepared some of our own thoughts about each of your statements there. So.
Oh, good. I can't wait to be
Prepared
the
is a
whipping
strong
boy.
word. Okay.
Loosely tolerated.
But first of all, let's let everyone know. So we've got one person who's married.
Yes,
Trisha's
that's true.
married.
Yep.
We have one. Heather, are you single or dating or married?
Both.
Or all of the above?
All three.
To different people.
Single and dating, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Single dating. Robin's single and dating. I now have a man.
Yes,
so I'm
congratulations.
Ooh. Oh, do tell.
I can't wait to
Do
hear.
tell.
Yeah,
Let's
are you
get the
going to give
scoop
his
on
name? Are you
that.
going to give it up on this episode? Is this
Do you
how-
want me to?
Yeah, well, you might as well.
Are you sure?
I think he...
Will you still be dating him when this podcast episode actually
It airs next week.
And it's
so-
happened before where
and
that
it's
hasn't worked out, so
not
don't jinx it, okay?
It's not the first time that.
Okay.
So maybe. Well, it's up to you. Okay. Starts with a T.
Yeah, come on, Dish.
Starts
Let's
with
go.
a T. T.
Are we supposed to guess his name?
Is it Trevor?
I want you to
Never dated
overthink
Trevor.
it. Overthink it.
Tip.
T.
Tony.
You got it.
Yeah.
Good. Good Italian
Heather, are you
name.
dating him as well? Is that how you know his name?
Well, it is Victoria.
There is no Tony on my list
Okay,
currently,
good.
so I think we're okay.
Now, wait till next week. Okay, give it a week.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I'll stop fanning myself in the mic because it's
Okay.
probably loud, but it's really hot in here.
Oh, Chelsea's got the vapors, everybody. She got the vapors this morning.
Anyways, okay,
my
so
gosh.
that's our intro of the 4 people who may or may not overthink what AJ has prepared. I guarantee I will. So go ahead. Back to you. Back to you, AJ.
Over to you.
Oh, am I going with number 1
Yeah,
in
do
this
it.
list? Okay, so now let me just.
Oh, here we go.
Don't forget it's very hot in here, AJ. It's hot.
And we only have an hour, AJ, okay?
It is a well-tread cliche that women overthink things, but and you can find this out for yourself, but a scientific study back in 2017 actually did show that women's brains are far more active than male brains, especially in the frontal cortex. This is actually true. I googled
Okay,
it. So I know
Bill
it's
Nye,
true.
the
But
science
it was a
guy.
massive
Bill Nye,
study.
the science guy is here.
45,000 people, males and females, and they show that women actually have a much more increased level of blood flow to the brain, like much more
Wow.
circulation and stuff. So it shows. And that's why women are much better at multitasking than what men are, because women are actually able to have a thought over here, a thought over here, and a thought over here, whereas men, and this is science, you can't argue science, tend to have more one track. We can focus on one thing, but we cannot multitask
That's
the way that
true.
women do. And this is why, cliche as it is, women, you can say overthink, but they just have the ability to think more than what men do. So that's why there's just a lot more process going on. It's like the female brain is made up of a much more sophisticated computer chip capable of doing much more than the male brain. Am I
I was
still
going
in
to
the
say,
good books,
you
ladies?
see what he's doing, right? He's
It's-
making sure that he
yeah.
stays in the good books with the people that he knows will be listening. Right?
Well,
Makes sense.
he's such a simple fool, you know.
What does he really mean?
I start high, I finish low.
You simple little fool. You're in our good books.
Oh my
Okay.
God, I love it.
45
All right, here we
degrees.
go.
Let's
Okay.
keep
Number
going.
1, things that women overthink. When you ask how we men are, and we say, we're fine. Or when you ask what we're thinking about, and we say, nothing.
Oh, this is a good one. Backman, over to you. Let's start with you. What does this mean?
It means they're fine and they're really not thinking about anything.
Wow.
Including,
Wow.
including us.
That's exactly what
Including
that
us.
means.
They're not thinking about us either. Yeah, okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Really?
Squirrel.
Heather, so a guy you're dating, you say, how are you? And he said, I'm fine. You think, oh, good, you're
Yeah.
fine? That's, wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Disagree.
Good.
This depends on the tone. So
It does.
from a man with a relaxed personality, like say an Aj Cruze, okay,
Yeah.
it can truly mean that they're fine. But from like a narcissist, okay, it means something's really wrong. You're gonna have to guess, and I'm not really gonna tell you what it is, but I'm gonna be mad at you about it till the end of the day. Is that fair? I feel like that's a thing.
I haven't experienced. No, that's us.
Oh, my word.
Oh,
That's
shoot,
women.
okay.
Heather.
I haven't experienced that with a man.
Trish, what would you think? Trish,
I don't
how would
think.
you take that?
Yeah, Trish, you're married.
If Steve said to you, oh, I'm fine, I'm
Okay.
fine, what would you think?
No, there's. I think men tend to tippy-toe because they don't want to upset their partner. So they kind of are playing it safe and they don't want us to overthink. But then when I feel they're not answering that way, then it only leads us to go down that hole and what are they really thinking about? What's going on?
Yeah.
So when your husband says
Okay.
that,
Like
do you provoke him? Are you like, oh, are you sure? Like what? Like how do you approach it if you get that from him? Yeah.
I've asked, are you sure? Is there something you want to chat about? I'm not feeding it. I'm just checking the waters, making sure, okay, that's what he really
This is
wanted.
why Trish is married and we're
I know.
not. Okay,
This is true.
'Cause Trish handles it properly. Chelsea Smith. What does that
my
mean?
word. You're fine? So what really happened? What did I do that you're mad about? Why are you mad? Why are you being an idiot? And just saying you're fine because you're trying to start a fight. And I'll probably be single by next week. Also.
It's really great when you call a man an idiot after he tells you
Right?
he's
They
fine,
like
because
it.
certainly
Yeah.
that will
But not you,
provoke
Tony.
any
She's never
problems
going to call you an
whatsoever.
idiot.
No.
To your face.
Just on the podcast.
AJ Cruze, what does this really mean? Like you say fine or nothing. Is it really fine or nothing?
I think like what Trish said.
Yeah.
I think that, you have to read the
Robin
tone.
actually said
you have to
that.
read the tone because
Robin said
Yes.
and especially if you know that there is some trouble, like if you know like maybe he's been stressed out at work or he's just got a lot of stuff on his mind. He's like, I'm fine. Guys take longer to come around to talking about stuff because some of us are great at it and some of us not so much. Quick insider pro tip, though, if you ever want to get a guy to talk, if you know he's got stuff on his mind, single best thing you can ever do with a guy, go for a drive. Let him drive because, and this is a true thing, men have an easier time having difficult conversations with women if we're not looking right at you. And we don't, if we're sitting facing you, this is a psychological trick that you can use. If we're facing you directly, looking you in the eye, it makes us more uncomfortable and we're less likely to tell you more of what's actually truly going on, whether we're trying to protect you, whether we're trying to soften some difficult stuff or whatever. But if you go for a drive, the guy is concentrating on the road, but he's not looking you right in the eye. And it's not a thing that he wants to be disingenuous or lie to you. It's just that we have an easier time saying what's actually on our mind and telling you the truth if we're not actually looking you directly in the eye. So go for a drive. You'll get a lot more out of a guy if you really want to know what he's
Yes,
thinking.
yes, you had something to say.
I have my
Something to
hand
say.
up
Yeah.
because there's lots of us here. I just want to circle back to what you said at the beginning, AJ, about, and this was your scientific fact that you gave us from 2017, I think, that men
Yes,
are
it was.
incapable of multitasking and doing two things at once. So if you're driving, what are you focused on? You're focused on driving, not talking. How can you do both?
Right, but men are born with the innate ability to drive.
Is this another study?
It's like it's in our DNA.
Right,
It's in our
okay.
system to be amazing drivers. So that
Sure.
is not really that's not multitasking. That's just a thing that we can do. It's like breathing to us.
Right.
Driving a vehicle and breathing. And it's like
which
watching
study
sports.
was that from?
It's all the same.
2016?
AJ Cruze, 2021.
Right, okay. Good.
The University of
So AJ, just
okay?
quick then, driving would work. Other things where you're sitting beside somebody. So at the movie theater, would that work? Oh.
No,
And you
because you're
can't
supposed to be
multitask.
watching the movie.
How
Don't
about
talk
if you're at
during
an
the
amusement
movie.
park on a ride, right? Like you're
Oh,
sitting
that'd be a
beside
good
each
one.
other? Is that a good time? The zipper!
Yes.
The zipper. Yes, ride the zipper and then say, do you think my sister is cuter than me? Yeah, as things are flying out of your pockets and you're getting hit in the face by blackberries or whatever else.
Who eats blackberries out there?
Okay.
Robin Farrell can tell you that
Yeah, it's just
story. That's a
really
true
quick
Robin
story. I
Farrell
can sum it up
story.
really quick. So my friend Myra and I, we went to ride the zipper at the Saanich Fair a few years ago, and Myra at the time still had an old school BlackBerry, like the phone device,
the
not like BlackBerry.
Oh, that blackberry.
Anyway, her BlackBerry
Oh, yeah.
fell out of her purse as the zipper was starting, and basically caused complete meltdowns inside because we were
Right.
terrified that we were going to get it in the eye. It was like binging and binging off everything. Okay, so that's. Okay, good call.
Different type of BlackBerry.
It's a different type of BlackBerry.
That was a sidebar conversation.
Okay, AJ Cruze, let's go to your next thing. Overthink.
Okay, my next thing. When men comment on another woman's attractiveness, or if we're talking about our female friends in general. Don't overthink that. There's no need to. There's nothing to be worried about. What would you possibly be worried about?
Super innocent. Yeah. Robin, you're first on this one.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah.
Just AJ thinking about this. Don't Chelsea, Heather, and Trish all look great? Doesn't everyone look great right now? Oh yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, would you rather
As
be laying
always,
in
as
bed
they
every day
always
at 6
do.
a.m. instead of me? Is that what's going on here? Okay. That's
Say no.
Oh,
You should say no.
it's a trap. I should have known.
Okay, you know what though?
Damn it.
Honestly, I think this is
I
fine
fell for
as
that
long as
one.
it doesn't get weird. So, if it's a one-off comment, or do you want me to be your sister wife? Like, I think that there's two different elements we can see here, right? Also, better if it's a long-term relationship where you actually know that he's legit, just making a nice comment about somebody. And Trish, maybe you can back me up on this, but if it's a new relationship and you don't know somebody, forget it. Like, Trish, what do you think about that?
I totally agree with that. Before my marriage and my dating, it was almost like I felt like I had to mark my territory. Like I would be like,
So, like, punch other
pee
women
on
in
you.
the face, or just or pee on them?
Yeah.
Pee on. That's
Or
right.
pee on Steve's foot.
But now, like there's an appreciation that I think is okay. It's healthy. But you must know that person really well to know that.
Uh-oh, back in.
I think as long as I'm very secure in my relationship, I really don't mind. But I used to do this thing when I was younger where I would try to trap my boyfriend, and I would say, out of all my friends, if you had to pick one, which one, and force him to answer the question
There's a gun to your head and you're going to die.
Oh my God.
Yes! And do the whole would you rather thing with him, and then he would answer, and then I'd be so mad. And I
You
would
don't
talk
want to know the answer. So don't ask.
No.
No.
Nope. That poor dude.
I love
is
hearing three of our
amazing.
answers and knowing why we're single. Okay, I feel like that's, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think it's not called for. I think it's not appropriate. I don't think there's a need for it. If I was to comment and say, oh, that girl looks really pretty, and then they said, yeah, she does, that's different. But to just outwardly point out, hey, that girl over there looks really gorgeous today. You've never seen her before. You're with the person you're with. What is the point of pointing that out? I don't get it. I'm not going to go point out, wow, that guy's super hot. Like, why would you do that? I don't think it's appropriate.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Also, it can never be a hot nanny. You can never hire a hot nanny. AJ and I have talked about this on the radio before. It can never happen. Okay? Trish, do you have kids? Could you hire a hot nanny? Do you have kids?
No, it's
She
fat.
does.
They're pretty much adults.
Okay.
So
So you would have never hired a hot
they can
nanny.
hire their own.
Would you hire a hot nanny for your adult children?
I would like a hot nanny.
need a
for
Manny.
myself.
You need a
hot
Manny.
male nanny.
Why don't you bring
I need a Manny. I do.
hot Manny? You're here to take care
AJ
of
Cruze,
my
what does a man
needs,
mean when he
says
makes a
Heather Bachman.
comment about, say, your wife's lovely friend?
Well, if you are a successfully happily married man, you don't. You never fall into that trap, okay? Yeah, no, you think ahead because you know your wife and you know how her brain works. And you know what? And the truth is, and this is males and females and heterosexual couples and gay couples and everything, is you have to know the person you're with. My wife is very sensitive towards that stuff because she, in a past relationship before we got together, and we've been together for 15 years now, but prior to me, she was in a relationship with a guy who was not faithful to her, who broke her trust on more than one occasion, on quite a few occasions, actually. And so she's just, even after all this time, even after 15 years of absolute, complete loyalty to her, never giving her any question whatsoever that I am devoted to her and her alone, there is still those pockets, and I think we all carry that. We all carry relationship baggage. We've all been affected by that, and in some ways we pull things from past relationships that are positive, that make us better when we move on to the next relationship, and there's negatives, there's baggage that we bring along with us, and that's just a byproduct of life that comes along with that. So there's some girlfriends that I dated prior to being with my wife where we'd walk down the street and I'd have girlfriends who were like, whoa, check out the butt on that one, or her boobs look amazing. You're like taking my head and physically turning it and making me look. And I'm like, this is not happening. This is not real. I've got to marry this one. And then I actually married one who who doesn't do that sort of stuff. And if I'm walking down the street and I see an attractive woman coming, I immediately start looking at the trees over there. Oh, look at those lovely. Are those poplar trees over there, honey? What? Attractive woman walks by and I'm like, phew. Bullet dodged like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix.
I'm like, get in the car. Let's go for a drive. I don't want to talk about this to your face. Okay?
Yeah.
It's different
Zipper
when you
anyone?
find out
So
yourself
true.
versus when
Yeah.
the other person does.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. True.
It's a thing.
Yeah. If your guy's not looking at the attractive woman and he's looking at something else way over there, he's already
And
seen
he's
the attractive woman
respecting
and
how
he
you
doesn't want to
think,
get in
and he
trouble.
doesn't want to make you feel bad. So that's nice.
Hint,
That's
hint,
good.
Tony. Hint to Tony. This is how to
Well, there
respond.
could be that
Now
too.
that we've
Attractive
name
woman
called
gets by.
him Tony,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Tony.
Tony's gonna wish his name wasn't mentioned.
All right, Aj Cruze, next thing.
When we sign off a message of some sort or leave you a voicemail and we end it
It's a
with,
divorce right there.
take care.
You signed them. Signed the papers. F you.
I'll agree. I agree with Chelsea 100%. This means F off. I don't
Yeah.
want to talk to
Done.
you. We're done with this conversation.
yeah.
And I know that because I also use it to close out conversations that I don't want to have anymore. Okay? This is
I feel like you've said take care to me many times.
take care.
On text.
Okay? We're done here. We're done.
It's a dismissal.
Bye,
It is a
everyone. Take care.
dismissal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not take care. It's go F-U-C-K yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trish, as a married woman, would your husband ever send you the words "take care" for any reason?
No.
No. Yeah.
No.
See?
No.
No.
Maybe he's getting on a plane to Aruba with your sister. That would
You're
be
all
about
about the
it.
sister chat today.
Yeah.
Backman, this is your
Should we
favorite.
read into that?
Heather Backman, this is your favorite of all of the messages that you get.
Yeah. So 9 times out of 10, it means I'm never speaking to you again. But there was this one time that a guy said it to me, and English wasn't his first language. I took it as, oh my God, he's never talking to me again. I asked everybody at work. Everybody at work was like, oh, that's terrible. He's never talking to you again. And what my on-air partner at the time said, there's nothing wrong with that. He's just being nice. I said, you have no idea what you're talking about. And it turned out he was really just being nice. And I told him that the next time I saw him, I said, I didn't think I was ever going to hear from you again. He said, why not? I said, because you said take care. He was like, what?
And he's just sitting there and he's thinking, the Merriam-Webster definition of take care means to be
Yes.
careful or watchful, also to exercise caution or prudence, because fish is more delicate than beef. Take care when pounding
Also, you
it
just
thin.
said
Okay, that is
pound
right from
thin on this
Merriam-Webster.
podcast.
Yes, you
I don't
do.
know
That's
what that
all we
means.
need.
I don't. And I had to spell F-U-C-K.
I don't
Parental
know.
Do you wanna
advisory
change the name of
advice.
the
Yeah, and
To
I
pounding
I
it
want to change the
thin?
name
Yeah,
of the
let's
podcast.
overthink that.
Pounding it
first.
thin. Yeah.
So you get that in a text message from your partner. What do you think?
Pound it thin.
Pounding it thin over here.
Yeah, never send me that message.
And take care.
It's the opposite of take care.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I wish it wasn't so hot in here.
AJ, what does take care mean? You send that to me, to your wife. Like, what does that mean?
You do send that?
No, I don't think he does.
Oh.
But that's Are you kidding me? I'm lucky if I get a text back from AJ Cruze. I'll text him during the
it
day. I'll be
means
like,
that-
the next morning, I'm like, hey, did you get my text? It's like, oh yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. Take care. What does take care mean? Okay, I gotta flip back to my dating brain, which is many moons ago. So if I sent take care,
Yes, we nailed that
yeah,
one.
bye bye.
Good. No overthinking
Yeah.
on that one.
Take
1
care.
out of 3 is not bad. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You're not overthinking that one. It
Right,
means
Except
that-
the one time when English
Exception.
wasn't his first language.
Right. But back when I feel that someone who doesn't actually speak English as their first language would actually be better.
You know
for
what?
I feel that like the language barrier would actually.
I ended it with
you tell
him.
him to take
so,
care?
there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
What a
man.
mistake. Yeah.
Oh, this has been amazing.
Essentially.
What about keep on keeping on? Does keep on keeping on?
No,
is
that's
that
like
rate
that's
any
the
better than
equivalent.
take care?
That's the equivalent of a
Yeah,
high five
a little
in
bit.
text language. Okay,
Or a thumbs up.
a thumbs up. Oh.
Which Robin
I
sends
send to
all
Chelsea
the
all the
time.
time.
Oh my
Thumbs up
gosh.
emoji, and she hates it.
And that's also an F-U.
Me too.
Yeah. It's a middle finger, but you're being
Okay,
nice.
you end the first date. You end the first date. You're thinking, I'm not sure. I could maybe kiss. I could at least give this guy a hug. And as you're going in a little bit closer,
It's
he
over.
gives you a high five.
It's over. It's
What
over. I
happens
can't.
from there? Out of curiosity.
It's happened to
doesn't
me.
happen
It's happened
ever.
to me once on a date.
High five?
Yeah, a high five. I went over to give him a hug. Like, we were sitting in his Jeep, so we're beside each other, like Aj Cruze recommended. Okay, we're
Going for a drive.
We're going for a drive. We drive up to my door. I go like this to hug him, and he high fives me, and I'm like, oh bye.
Oh, wow. Take care. Yeah.
Take care.
Take care and a thumbs up.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Trish,
Wow.
does your husband high
Okay.
five you? Is this something that happens in long-term commitments? No.
No.
Oh, I like a good high five.
But from
Not-
Tony, do you want a high five from
No.
Tony?
I do. I want a high five from Tony if he's listening. Right on my butt.
That's a low five.
Okay.
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 Aj Cruze, what does a high five mean? Bye.
It means what you think it
Take
means.
care. Okay.
Take care.
It
Take
means he
care.
went on a
Okay.
date with the
Okay,
wrong
that's
sex
fun.
Yeah.
accidentally and realized it at the end. High five.
Okay, AJ Cruze, what else you got?
What
Yeah.
about Hey You?
I think I'm on to my last one. And I've never seen any woman do this before. Reading between the lines on a text message for an underlying hidden meaning.
Yeah, I've never done that.
You never
Yeah.
spend 7 hours interpreting a 4-line text message that says something akin to, I had a nice time with you, got a busy week coming up, lot on the go, but definitely I will get in touch with you and I would love to see you again. And yet I will listen to female friends go on and on
I feel like he's looking at Robin.
and
I don't know what you're
on
talking
about what it means. And I literally sit there. This is the best part. As a good platonic male friend, I will sit there with my female friends because I care about them.
Yes, you will.
Because I
We
want them.
appreciate
I
it.
want them to be happy. So I sit there and I say, do you know what it means? It means exactly what it says. Don't interpret. Don't read between the lines. It means, hey, had a good time with you. It's busy. It's a busy week coming up. Everybody's busy. We're all busy. A lot going on. And he will get in touch with you probably by like Thursday or something and set something up for the weekend. Okay? Okay, great. Please stop talking. No, you want to keep talking about it some more? Oh, yes. I would love to
Here's the
listen
thing,
to
both
this
Backman and I have been
more.
through this, where people have said that to us, and then they never surface again, right?
And then, and they just send me a take care.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Or a high five emoji. One of the two.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, best.
Yeah, it's not really reading between the lines. It's it's written right there.
Yeah, but
You have
only,
a busy week?
Only if they surface again. If you have a busy week and you don't resurface, then really it was
Right.
a take care.
It was a total take care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a very rude,
Like
long
a waste
form.
of time to
Yeah.
read it that long. That's just, don't say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, but that's what we want to do because men also, one of the other things that we like to do is we like to fish, okay? So we like to cast that line out there. And because maybe when we send that text message after the date on Saturday and we send that to you on Sunday or Monday, we've waited a little bit and maybe we haven't quite made up our mind because we need to talk to some friends.
Oh.
About like, well, here this happened and that happened and she said this and this happened and what have you. So it's like we've got a fishing line out there. So it's not that we want to reel it in right away. We don't want to pull that hook because we're not sure. Do we want to catch this fish, this largemouth bass? Do we
I can
wanna
hear you.
catch
I'm
it or
sitting
not?
here.
You know, so maybe we're going to play the line a little bit. We're gonna stick it out there. We got the little hook on there, and we're gonna reel it in a little bit. Oh, maybe I'll leave it out there a little bit because I want to catch this fish. Oh, yeah.
Like, if you could
maybe.
see the actions that
reel it
AJ
in.
is
Oh,
actually
wait a minute, maybe.
doing
Let it back
right
out
now.
again.
He's actually doing the
Reel it
fishing
back out
Doing
again.
the full actions and the face is scrunched and he's like, yeah.
Welcome to the Fishing Podcast. with
Follow
your
AJ
host.
for more tips on fishing.
I'd like to introduce my new podcast called
First
Fishing
of
with
all,
AJ.
Okay,
Yeah,
Maybe
okay,
it should be
AJ.
catfishing.
Pound it thin.
Is that catfishing? What's catfishing?
First of all, do you want somebody to message you back if they weren't really sure about you and they had to go talk to all their friends? No thanks. If you have to go fishing and whatever, no.
Isn't that what women do? Don't you go and talk
Not
to all of your
not
friends
on if
about,
it's a maybe or
about
should
your
I?
dates?
And that's different, anyways. It's different.
Come on.
If it's a maybe, I absolutely talk to all of my friends.
Right?
If it's a yes, I don't. If it's a no, I don't.
Absolutely.
But if
And
it's
just
a
to be
maybe,
clear, every single
we're
day
having a
from Monday to
conversation.
Friday before we start our shows, Heather Backman and I have at least a half an hour conversation. I arrive at work
Maybes.
around 5, and we don't start till 6, but I don't start doing any prep until about 5:40. Okay? Because for the first 40 minutes,
Right. And I don't show up until 1 minute to 6 so that I don't have to listen to any of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? We will corner you in the production studio
you asked
anyway.
for this.
Yeah.
Take care.
You volunteered for this, AJ.
Yeah.
Take care. Pound it thin, AJ.
Oh, this is fun.
Okay, so back to your fishing that you were doing, AJ. So if you sent that message
Yes.
and you're busy this week, but I'd love to see you, whatever that message was that you said, and that's you're not sure if you want to see them, but you have to talk to all your friends. So are you waiting and basing that message on their reply back to you? What it says? If it says, "Oh, enjoy your week," or if it says, "Oh, I really want to see you," or whatever you're waiting
question.
for. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's a great question, and yeah, 100%. Because maybe I'm not sure if you actually like me enough, and I don't want to put myself out there too much. So I'm going to wait and see what your response is. So if it comes back with maybe a high five emoji or a thumbs up thing, I'm kind of like, oh, okay. But if she comes back with a text message and she says something like, "Oh, well, you know what? I'm actually busy this weekend, but I would love to get together with you maybe early next week if that works for your schedule." That now tells me, "Oh, wait a minute, you're showing some interest as well in me." So because maybe I'm nervous to put myself out there. Maybe I'm a little bit gun shy because maybe I'm a guy that's fresh out of a long-term relationship. Maybe I haven't been part of the dating pool for a little while. Maybe I haven't done online dating, and maybe I'm kind of dipping my toe in that. And I'm not really sure how this exactly works, especially like older guys. I'll be honest with you, I would have zero clue how to date now because I've been out of the dating game for so long, and everything is completely different from the last time I went on on a date as a single, non-relationship, non-married person. So. Yeah. I mean, we're nervous too. Same thing is we want to know if you like us. We want to know if the interest is there because we don't want to overshoot the shot and think, "Oh yeah, I really like this girl. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, I really like you. I'm really into you." And then all of a sudden she freaks out and goes,
But
"Dude, it was
I
like
have a
one
perfect
date,
example
like,
of that,
slow it down,
and
back
I
it off."
feel like it could be dangerous for any guys listening. Here's a dating tip. I don't think you should do that. So I went on a date the date before I went on a date with Tony. So it was one before, and we went to Starbucks, and the conversation was fine. Like you wouldn't think went really bad, but it wasn't amazing or anything. And then I went in to get some water, and when I came out, he was already up and like walking to his car, ready to go. He wasn't running off, but he was waiting till I got out.
And you're like,
to
"Oh,
leave.
do
I'm
you
like,
only
cool.
sort of like me?"
Cool. So that was like 40
cool,
minutes.
cool.
That was the shortest date I've ever had. I'm like,
No
okay,
high
that's
five?
fine.
No high five.
No high five at that point. And so then we left and we said bye and everything was fine. And I get home and he texted. He's like, "It was really great meeting you. Thanks for getting together." I wish I should read it word for word, but it said, "I feel like we weren't really a compatible match. What are your thoughts?" And I'm like, okay, of course I'm going to say the same.
Exactly. Even
What
if
am I
you
gonna-
felt different. Even if you did, like now you know that he doesn't feel that
I'm going to
way,
come back and say, "Oh, really? I thought we were perfect together." Like, you're not going to say that. No one's going to say that. So, of course. And I did.
He's not going to read your response anyway.
No, and I did I did agree with him. So he was reading how I was feeling in the date, I guess, in the end. But I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, like that's totally no problem. I think the same, blah, blah, blah. So it was all good. I think he actually did say "take care" in the last text message, which was fine because we were saying goodbye. The next day, he texts me, "How's your day going? What are you up to?" Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, it's good." Yeah, and so then we decided that we would be friends because he's my neighbor, and he was like, we decided, oh, like we should just be friends. I said, great, I'm a good wing woman, all of this stuff, it's all good. So he ended up coming over for drinks one evening, and the truth came out. He said it because he didn't want to be embarrassed because he didn't think I was interested in him. So he sent it first just because he thought I wasn't interested. So he didn't want to get his feelings crunched on.
Oh, come on. And then so he was hoping that you would say, "Oh, I felt differently."
Totally. Yeah, he's like,
You're
I
an
left the
idiot.
ball in your court. I'm like, no, you didn't, though. Yeah, what an idiot.
You want the truth? You go to Heather Batman. Okay, that's it.
So, good example. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. No, it's not a good idea.
That's exactly why we're here. We have to try to think what the heck he's really
Right.
right?
So he came over for drinks thinking, oh, maybe you are interested. I'm like, oh, I got a boyfriend now. I'm good. I'm happy. He's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like you messed up, but we're good friends now and it's all good. But it's just a funny example. Like, don't do that.
Don't put it out there.
Don't
if
say
you
you're not
don't mean
interested
it.
if you don't mean it.
Right.
Yeah, it's
AJ
just a
Cruze.
strange thing. AJ's quiet now all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because I'm taking in all this brilliance of
He fell
of these
asleep. He was doing
wonderful
something
female
else.
minds, and I'm reveling. But because I have a male brain, I can only take in so much awesome all at once.
Right.
So between the
Can't
beauty and the
multitask.
brains and the information, it's just got.
If we
it's got me
turn
gobsmacked.
and face the wall, will it feel like we're in a car with you, and then you can talk to us? Is that because we'll be side by side?
If I don't look you in the eye, it seems so much better.
You can turn your camera off.
No, you can't. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I've actually heard the way men and women think as though women think in one big room and men think in a hallway with separate
Oh.
rooms. So when they're in the room of, I'm thinking about my car, and then they
They're
go
just
out of that
thinking that.
room and go into, this is what I need at the grocery store. But the problem is each hallway connecting rooms is sex. So, out of this room, think about
How do we get into that house, Heather Backman?
and think of everything.
Trish, how do we get in that house?
Get in the hallway.
Okay, I just need in the hallway. I don't even need the whole house.
Is there a mouse in that house? Wait a minute, what?
That's a good point, though. And women just think
It
like
is,
all
all
thoughts
together.
are coming in
Yeah.
at once.
That's
Right.
Yeah.
That is true. What about a hey you text message from someone you're dating or married to that usually says, hey babe, hey honey, all those nice things, and then you get a message that says, hey you? What do you think about that?
I'd question that.
Thank you.
It's out of the norm.
It's like,
Yeah,
hey, your
anything out of the
fucking
norm
self.
is questionable.
Yeah.
So what, Chelsea? Are you saying that like you think that maybe he meant to send that text to somebody else and he accidentally sent it to you?
No, he
Or
fully
just
meant
a
to send it
casual
to
hey
me.
you? What's wrong with a hey you to someone you're in a relationship with? Hey you.
To me, it was like, hey, your friggin' self. Like, what's up? Now we're fighting? What's going on? What happened? I missed it. This was a true text message that I got from poor Tony. Tony's the center of this podcast.
Tony.
You asked for it. Oh, he had sent, hey, you. And then this was at the beginning. So he had been busy. So I hadn't heard from him for like a few hours, which was also a bit weird. And then I got a hey, you. And then a couple other words. And that was it. And that was
I think
very
it's endearing.
unnormal.
I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind it either.
I don't mind a hey you. I think it seems
Yeah.
cute. AJ
Yeah.
Cruze, what does hey you mean?
It's not cute.
Hey you means hey. You. You know what?
With the
If
finger?
nothing else, if he's busy at that time and he sends that, Chelsea, I think that honestly, it's just like, hey, you're on my mind. I'm thinking about you. But maybe right now I don't actually have anything to tell you because I'm just at work and there's
And it's only
nothing
been an
really
hour and a half. You've only
going on
You've been
and-
texting me all the time, out of control.
Yeah.
So because it's
Yeah.
me and I didn't just sit by and let it go, I brought it up for sure. And he did say that he was just trying to switch it up and not let hey babe and all of that get boring or have me get sick of it. So he was just trying to switch it up and do something different.
Aw.
Now
We
he
love
just does
Tony.
it as a joke.
What a sweetheart.
Sweetheart
You
Tony.
should change your name to you, and then that would make more sense for all your texts. Hey you.
Yeah.
Then I could
Are
get
you
mad
are
every
you
day.
writing your name and his name with hearts around it on your binder yet? Have you
Oh
reached
my
that
gosh.
stage of the relationship?
I'm not,
or-
but he did it on a piece of wood that I have right here. Do you want to see it?
Aw.
Aw, that's so cute.
Describe
Yeah,
it to
show us his
everyone on
wood.
this podcast. Do you want to see Tony's wood? Here's Tony's
Tony's
wood.
wood.
Whoa.
Jai.
Whoa. Sorry.
Ah,
So he did that.
Aw.
So it's a little heart
That's sweet.
with our initials on this piece of wood when we went to the beach for a date.
how long have you guys been together for now as of this podcast?
2
Please
months.
say longer than 20 minutes.
2 months.
Oh, wow.
Wow, like
But
short
I
or
would
long?
wonder, I would just question the heart with that after 2 months. I'm not sure. Is that soon?
that
I don't
was-
Of
know.
course you question it because
I'm
you
not
overthink
sure.
everything.
So are you overthinking this, Heather? That was
I am.
after a month.
This I am.
That was only
See,
a
after
month.
I don't know. Trish, to you is that
Trish, so
soon?
quiet.
Trish, I'm going to throw you under
Well,
the
no,
bus.
because-
You take this one.
We need a relationship experienced person for this. Woman, a
Well,
woman.
I don't know that I'm a good example.
Okay.
My husband and I met and were married within 9
Yeah,
months.
see, she's
Not a good
my
example.
example. She's the good
okay.
one. She's on my side.
Well, then, good on you, Chelsea.
Yeah, and so this is why Trish, though. Trish and I had similar previous marriages. Not similar in the same ways, but similar as in they were super shit.
And not the same
And
guy.
not the same guy.
Disclaimer.
You weren't sister wives.
Like,
We're
Okay,
not
good.
sister wives.
Good to know.
No. But they were both not okay in all their different reasons. So, and now Trish met Steve when she was older, not old, just older, same as me and Tony.
Careful.
Tony's
Yeah.
older. I am older. We're not 20, meeting new people and dating. And so once you get out of something crappy, you kind of know what you're going to put up with and what you're not. And so if it happened
Yeah.
really fast, this happened really fast with Tony, for sure. Things moved fast and feelings went fast, and same for Trish. So next week when I'm
think
single,
you're
we'll laugh
older.
about this episode too. It's fine.
Just kidding, Tony. That's not going to happen. Fingers crossed for you.
Oh my God.
But for now, it's good. And why slow it down if it just seems right? That was super cheesy,
Chelsea,
by
does
the
that
way.
make you nervous? Like, has this moved a lot faster than with this relationship than what past relationships have? Like, where feelings on both sides? Because it looks like he's expressive in his emotions
He's
and
very
stuff. He's not
expressive.
holding
No,
back.
he's not.
You know?
No, it doesn't. No, I like it. It's good. Then I don't have to overthink because I
you
know
feel
for the
secure.
most time he's feeling the same way,
Yeah.
which is nice.
That's cool.
I feel like he should have been on here to defend himself and be honest.
Also, Tony, do you have any single friends that Heather
Yeah.
Backman and I can go out
Yes.
with? Okay, that are normal. Great.
Yeah, normal, and don't say "Hey you" in a text message.
I don't mind hey you. You
All
can
right.
say hey you.
Don't say "Take care" then. No, take care.
Go take care.
Just not take care.
And a thumbs up can be
Yeah.
for Robin because she likes the thumbs,
Thumbs up.
Yeah, she
Actually,
sends
like
it.
giant thumbs up.
High five!
No, not high
Oh,
five.
no high five. I'm going to send you a high five emoji
Don't.
next time.
It's COVID and we can't touch hands. So no.
An emoji, I
Robin
said.
Farrell, will you please high five Chelsea's butt? She seems to like that kind of thing.
You say that like I don't already. It's how we end every podcast.
My bad.
How do you think I got to like it, AJ?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so fun. You guys, thanks so much for being here and overthinking things with us.
Yeah.
Sure.
Overthinking is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take
I don't know
care.
about fun, but
Take care,
yeah.
okay, bye.
Yeah, take care, everybody.
Yeah. Take care.
Hey, can I throw in one last plug for one thing that I think if you are a female trying to understand the male mind, and this is an old book, and I know that all of you will have heard of it, but it really was a true work of art. He's just not that.
We
So
know
good.
the one. Okay,
good,
we
yeah.
know it.
Okay, but if there's someone listening to
True.
this podcast and they've never heard of this book, I think it's got to be like 12, 13, 14 years old. But I will never forget the very first time. It was when the book was at its absolute height. And I had a friend, a fantastic lady, and she was single, and one of those ones who would always go on dates and it would never work out, and she couldn't understand it, and there was this, that, and all these brain games, and she was a good friend. And then she picked the book up, and we were literally standing there one time, and she starts reading me things from the book, and she's asking, is this true? Is this true? And I'm like, yes, this is true. I'm like, oh my God, this is the most genius book in the world.
Brilliant.
Tell every woman you know to read it because it was so good. I'm like, please make this your Bible. This guy is speaking the truth. So when he says that this is what the guy's thinking, he's right. And when he says that the guy does this,
Yeah.
he's right.
And
That's
he
actually
would do
what the
this
guy's
if he was
thinking.
interested, and he's not doing it, which means he's not interested. Yeah.
He's not.
That's a good
So
one.
listen, I'm like, please make this book your Bible. I'm telling you, as a guy who thinks you're a wonderful, amazing, incredible woman and wants you to succeed in love and wants you to stop dating idiot loser morons that you have been dating and pick great guys and hold out for those great guys. I'm like, make this your Bible. She did, and she stopped dating perennial losers, and then she finally found a great guy, and they've been together for, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years now,
Awesome.
probably. Because, and she said, we talked about it, and I said, he followed everything in the book, didn't he? He didn't do this, he did do this, then you knew he was genuinely interested in you, so you didn't waste time because you found a guy who really was into you.
I think that's.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's my 12-year-old book.
I think that's
club
great advice.
for
Are you
who's
getting
just
me
not
that book
into
for
it.
my birthday? It's coming up.
You can watch it in a movie form.
Is your birthday coming up?
nice.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's coming up.
When's your birthday?
Come on. But I think it brings up a good point, right? And both Chelsea and Trish can probably attest to this, is that when you know, you know. And it doesn't matter if it goes fast, because when you know, you know. And if you're confused, then he's not that into you,
Yeah.
right? And Heather, you
Right,
back me up on
right.
that thought
Yeah,
as well, right?
absolutely.
Anytime
Yeah.
you're confused, it's because he's not into it. If
Right.
you feel
Or
it,
he's not sure.
or he's not sure,
Yeah.
yeah. But if he's sure, you will know, because he will be
Yeah.
into it, and
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. So.
Another plug for a book which goes further back than He's Just Not Into You is The Rules. Have any of
Oh,
you
I haven't
ladies
read
read
that.
that?
What's that?
It is what you should read before that book, He's Just Not That Into You. Because if you read the rules book, you wouldn't even get to need the next book. It is amazing, and you should read it.
This is a lot of reading, so take care. I gotta go.
This is, yeah.
Take care, everyone.
You guys,
Thumbs up, Robin. Thumbs up.
thank you so much. Aj Cruze from Ocean 98.5. Thanks for giving us some
Yes, thank
insights
you.
into the male mind. Heather Backman from Jack 1031.
You're welcome.
Thanks for backing me up on everything. And remember, in 3 years, if we're not in relationships, we're getting married.
That's right. We have a deal.
And Trish
And
Monkhouse,
Trish.
please come and do my makeup for our wedding. Okay? Great.
Our wedding.
Ooh.
Our
Yeah.
wedding?
Mine too,
Yours and mine?
Trish.
Yours, mine, and Heather's. Although I
fun.
think Tony
Yeah.
might want in on you, so we'll see.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But take
that could be
care.
taken many different
Right.
ways. Yeah. This is a kid-friendly podcast.
Is it?
Well, maybe not. Yes, Trish her business is Makeup Artistry by Trish, and she's a fantastic makeup artist as well. If anyone needs makeup done, come to my studio. That's where she always is.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks for your
guys.
insights.
Thank you.
Go get some air
Bye.
conditioning now.
Take care.
Take care, you.
And count it thin.
Listen, AJ Cruze's podcast, Fishing. Don't Mind If We Do is brought to you by Vintage Chic Portrait, helping everyday women feel beautiful in their own skin.
Thanks for listening to Don't Mind If We Do. If you loved it, please share this episode with a friend and follow us and check us out on Facebook, and we'll follow you back. As long as you don't mind if we do.
You probably won't mind. You'll probably like it.